Welcome everyone, this is your troubleshooting guide to having no sound on your MacBook Air or MacBook Pro. If I go to increase the volume or decrease the volume, you notice that means you do not have sound. It can be a hardware issue, software issue. First, we have 3 steps that we can follow to double check to see what is wrong. First thing we want to do is go to the Apple logo on the top left, go to System Preferences, and we're going to want to check the sound. And if you go to output, if you have no output device found over here, then you're in the right place. Okay, if you're here where I am and you do not see any output devices, then we can try step 2. Step 2 is to plug in your headphones and plug it into the port here, and just try to see if it works. Step number 3 is a simple reboot. So what we're going to do is, first we're going to try to shut down the computer, completely shut down the computer. Okay. And once the computer is shut down, we're going to try a simple hardware reboot. And this is called the NVRAM reset. So what you're doing is simply rebooting the hardware or the core. So once you shut down the computer with your left hand, here, what we're going to do is we're going to press a few buttons. We're going to hold down the command, okay, the option key, the P, and the R key. And now with your right hand, you're going to want to turn on the power, okay? Keep holding it down. If you hear 2 sounds, then it's good. You can let go now. Let all the keys and it will reboot. Okay, now we're just going to wait for it to reboot. So you're doing this because you want to see if there is some type of glitch. Resetting the hardware might bring back the sound settings back to normal. Enter your password if you have a password. If you can see that here, when I press the sound, increase in volume or decrease in volume, it's coming up. If I go to sound system preferences and check out the sound, see here we have internal speakers. Now my speakers are working on the output, okay, and the input internal microphone's working. So for me it worked. Okay, so now if you still can't work it, what we're going to do is we're going to try to shut down the computer again. This time we're going to go into safe mode. Okay, wait for the computer to completely shut down. Okay, now we're going to press the shift key and hold it down and press power. Holding the shift key. Okay. This you can let go by now. This will bring you to safe mode. Okay, so here in safe mode, what we're going to do is, since the sound did not work, we booted up to safe mode because we want to try something else. What we can do is we can create another account for testing. So we're going to go to System Preferences. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this is because maybe the profile that I've created, my original account or the account that I'm active in, might have a glitch in that account. So what we're going to do in safe mode is we're going to go to user groups, users and groups, and create another account to see if that sound can be fixed through that way. So we're going to click this lock to make the changes. Okay, once you enter your password, okay, you want to click on this plus or the add button below the list of users here. Okay, and we want to complete the fields shown for here where it says standard. You want to change it to administrator. You want to create an administrator account so you can have all access. Okay, and you can name anything you want. For this sake, we'll name it administrator. Okay, and we're going to create user. Okay. I'm not creating a password. You don't need to create a password. And once it's created, it'll appear here. Admin here. Excellent. So now we're going to test it by shutting down computer here. Okay. Here we go. Now we're going to test the account we just created. We want to make sure to see if the sound actually works on that account. Now you notice we have the admin and the original account that I had. So we're going to log into the administrative account. And in the administrative account, I don't have a password. What we're going to see is the Apple ID. It's going to ask us to sign into iCloud. We can skip it, click on do not sign in and continue. We're going to skip signing into the Apple ID, and what we're going to try to do is try to reproduce the issue in the new account. Okay, so we don't need to enable Siri on this Mac. We're not going to use it. We're going to delete this afterwards. Okay, so now it's going to set up the new account, and once it is created, we can test it to see if the sound came back. Once this works, then we can delete this account. So one quick way of testing is clicking on the sound as increase or decrease. That means it came back. What we can do again is go click on the top left, click on the Apple logo, system preferences. We're going to go to sound, and we're going to check output, and there's the internal speakers, so they're there, which is excellent. Make sure it's not on mute, because if it's muted, you won't be able to know if it's working or not. Okay, so we can test this again by clicking on Safari, going to YouTube, and testing the sound to see if the sound is working. All right, so here's a YouTube. Any random YouTube video that you can find will be good to use. So here we're making sure the sound is enabled all the way up. Okay, all right. So let's go into this video here. Okay, and there it is. That is the sound working perfectly. All right, guys. So since the sound is now working, we can X this out. We can log out of this account, and now we can delete this administrative account. We're gonna have to log into the other account that you had originally. Okay, so we're gonna click on top left corner, system preferences, users and group. Okay, here's the first we have to click this lock to unlock it and make some changes, administrative changes. Click on the admin. Okay, then you have this minus sign here. If you click on the minus sign, it will give you three options. Choose the bottom option, which is delete the home folder, delete user. Okay, that is it. And then click on the lock to lock it. Okay, and now again, we'll go to Safari to test any random YouTube video. The sound is working, and I hope that worked for you guys. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Also, like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, guys.